What was the question again?
We might need to click in and just like Danny and David host it instead of us. Are we doing a clap?
Aye.
1, 2, 3. Nice crisp noise. So, if you didn't hear the first episode, we had Kieran White on at C White Music. He spoke about getting pelters as a busker. He spoke about being in about 8 to 9 bands. He spoke about having a musical family at events. And I thought he was really good. It's quite interesting to speak to. And today we have Calum Slaven, Kaz.
Yeah, not as interesting, but I'm here.
Slaven or Slaven?
Slaven.
Slaven.
Aye.
Slaven.
Surprised you're asking that after all these years.
I wasn't even sure your first name, to be fair.
Oh, well.
Try to ignore it. Did you get a wee sense of deja vu coming back in here today then?
I did. Although we were here for like 4. Well, I was there longer because I dropped out and come back. But
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I'd never been down this bit of it.
Did you not?
Nah.
Do you remember walking across the bridge into like the library and screaming your head off and making weird noises?
Aye.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That was hilarious.
This is meant to be a supportive podcast, Struan. Meant to help Kaz promote his music, not bring up stories which will embarrass him. So before we get started, our tradition now, second episode, ChatGPT wrote our intro for us. So we get the guest to read it out. If you wouldn't mind doing the honours, please. In your best TV presenter voice.
What if the guests can't read?
I was going to say, you didn't want to embarrass them by doing that as well.
I've known him for years. So.
Well, Commie. Welcome to Portrait. What? Portrait AA podcast.
And
And a podcast. That's not how I write my hands.
ampersand. And then
Jesus Christ, you write your hands like that?
Aye.
Do you? What? Right.
We've gone
I didn't think it would go off the rails.
totally off the rails.
An
in the first
ampersand.
minutes.
There we go. Right. Portrait and podcast.
Start again,
Right.
clean.
Welcome to Portrait and Podcast.
And a podcast. Start
And
again.
a podcast. Welcome to Portrait and a Podcast, a show where we sit down with some of the most talented and creative individuals out there. Before we kick these conversations off, we snap some photos of our guests to capture their essence and personality. So join us metaphorically, not physically. What the hell? Not physically. Daryll, you need some lessons in how to write neatly. Not physically, like in the human centipede, where someone's mouth is stitched to another guy's farter, and nutrition is passed through their dung pipe. While we explore some of the life's experiences and perspectives of some fascinating people. Shout out to Bongo Bill's scrotum waxing. My nuts are smooth as fuck.
Please don't go strip, Kaz, but thank you for that.
Jesus,
God.
me ChatGPT's got a mind of its own.
God.
You can keep that.
Thanks.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm in tears already.
Let me move away to snuff. Okay.
Composure.
I've got my notes basic chat now. How you doing?
Aye, not bad. Thanks for having me on.
No worries. So
Episode 2.
the main reason for you coming on here and what you're hoping to promote is your first album as in your new project, which is Mossgiel to Mountains, right?
Yep.
Can you tell us a wee bit about that?
Aye, so I've always been sort of into as you'll know, Daryll, from a lot of drunken nights out, I'm like, listen to my new song.
Yeah.
Aye, I've just always like been into recording music, and during lockdown I built my own studio, and I've just been learning like sort of on my own how to like mix, master, record, all that sort of stuff. And I've basically wrote an album that I'm gonna release.
What kind of music?
So the album will be like pop punk sort of stuff.
And when will we expect them?
How long's a piece of string?
Where can people find you?
So you can find me on Spotify. I think I've got about 7 songs on there just now. So all the ones in the album are going to be completely new.
At what?
Spotify at Mossgiel to Mountains.
Okay.
Yeah.
YouTube
That's
as
nice.
well, yeah.
I'm on YouTube, but I'm not active on it. And I'm on TikTok as well, which is just at Mossgiel to Mountains.
You're probably too active on that.
Probably too active watching TikTok, not posting stuff.
But your music's like on YouTube, like the streaming service, isn't it?
Aye, so it's on all streaming services. So, Spotify's the only one I use, so I kind of forget about that.
Cool.
So,
Just call it there.
so what's like? So what's been the inspiration behind this album and the type of music, the style of music you've been developing?
Well, I've just always been in, like, the first band I listened to was Blink-182. So from a young age, I've always been into like pop punk. And my music sort of differs between like the pop punk genre and like metal, sort of rock, and a bit of ambience. That's sort of Sigur Rós influenced. So yeah, what was the question again?
Like, what was the kind of influences and like why you developed down this particular road in terms of your musical style?
I think as well, just like writing music's a sort of medicine to me. Like whenever I'm like feeling down in dumps, or just sort of having a bad day, like if I pick up the guitar and just like write a song, I think it's that sort of creative process. Don't interrupt. No, I think it's that sort of creative process and like taking your mind off other things and sort of putting something together.
Do you feel like you're better creatively when you're up high or lower or somewhere in the middle, or does it make a difference?
I think the lyrics will suggest it's when I'm low. So, I can't write a happy song.
I think some like my favourite music is like when you look at the artist and what's happened in their life and the precursor to that happening is like it's always been as a result of like breakups or some negativity. So
aye, I think really only like positive songs you hear are like club bangers and
poppy
stuff,
like radio tunes. Yeah.
Aye. So
we spoke to Kieran about this. Do you get like angsty and down when you're not doing anything creative and therefore writing songs makes you feel better? Or do you find that you're not wanting to write songs when you're feeling good, and then when you start feeling down, that's when you write songs?
Yeah, I think it's when I'm feeling down, to be honest. I just sort of go and pick up the guitar and then it starts from there.
David Brown, go and get the guitar.
Go and get the guitar. I'm a little sing-song. Aye, but it's... I also, like, I've always got, like, a sort of, like, tunes going on in my head, like humming tunes and stuff. So if it's weird, I can, like, sort of piece a song together in my head.
Can you hum one for us live? Can we get an exclusive?
No, I could show you my phone. I've got like voice recordings of me, like maybe just going.
Play one, please.
Yeah, I'll need to get my phone. I don't know if somebody can pass me it.
Which one is it? You don't actually have to do this.
No.
I'm excited.
Hopefully, I don't get the voice note where I'm like, it's 9 p.m. She's went to bed.
There's a few voice notes that I made it onto the group chat that really don't need to be played on this.
Oh, most of them are just farts.
It's 9 p.m. Struan's in the toilet. Oh.
Don't laugh over it.
Still fucking hate you.
Just do stuff like that, and then
Very emo.
like going. That's I don't know. Just
So
say random
is your
words.
album going to like have the demos at the demos at the end of it? You know, like some artists, like you get 10 songs an album, then you get the 10 like the development
sort of
phases.
deluxe version or whatever.
You can do that for us.
I don't know. I was saying to Daryll earlier, I've sort of taken a step back, and the album's going to be like fully pop punk because I don't think it flows like sort of doing like the multiple different genres within
because
like one album.
You've got like quite a lot of songs that are wildly different in terms of like the sound.
Yeah, aye. So I think that could just be something for a separate project if I've got more time.
Yeah.
So how do you switch between, because like you're saying the Sigur Rós influence, and I remember, just for context as well, you were a guitarist and sang sometimes in housing and then became a singer and then went back to guitarist, right?
Yeah, so I started as the singer,
Right.
which I wasn't too happy about at the time. I thought he was looking for a guitarist, and then I just went with it.
So, because I remember you used to do intros, because you have, like you say, your Sigur Rós stuff, you have your instrumental stuff and quite a chilled thing, and you would bring it in at the start of songs, and then you kick into like your Royal Blood, Audio Slavey kind of like harder music.
Aye, so I get into like using FL Studio around about 2008,
Fruity Loops.
2009. Yeah, Fruity Loops. And I had a lot of like just electronic instrumental stuff from then. So I got that put into some use.
That was in your bedroom in Mossgiel Road, right?
That was in my Mossgiel Road.
Oh, you need to.
You got
Mossgiel to
you got to
mountains.
explain the derivation of the name.
Aye, so Mossgiel Road's where I grew up, and the idea is that I've climbed mountains, but I'm still just sitting in another room making music. But yeah, it's. I think if you look back to Daryll, you'll know yourself. Like when I was a teenager and stuff, I've sort of like I feel like I have like sort of
Overcame a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Aye, achieved a lot. When I thought like maybe 10 years ago I was going to be like Will Ferrell from The Wedding Crashers, and I'd still be living in my mum's, crashing like funerals.
Getting some meatloaf. So what was your? Can you talk us through your journey, as in like when you were really young, you listened to Blink-182, and then you were playing guitar at school. So I remember Jamie Stewart saying you used to like practice riffs together and all that. And then what happened then? You went into bands and then got FL Studio. What was like your journey for people?
I wanted to join a band when I was younger, but I'm just like quite an anxious and like shy person, so I never really had the confidence to go and do it, to be honest. And the housing thing, I just sort of like still didn't really have the confidence, and I just thought I've been wanting to do this my whole life and it's just me putting it off, so I'm just going to go for it and see how it goes.
How was your first, like, if you're saying you're quite an anxious person, how was your first band practice, like going to meet a band that you don't know and be like, right, okay, you need to play guitar and you need to sing? Like, how did that go down?
Yeah, it was fine. Like before I actually met him, I did like he sent me lyrics over and like just basic instrumental stuff, so I sort of did like a take over that and sent it back, and he was quite happy with it. So and then we like met for a drink beforehand just to make sure we all sort of gelled, and then we did a practice. And I think you've had Kieran on, and he like brought so much to it. Like, just I think his knowledge of music's like insane. His drum playing's like amazing. He just had so many ideas of like what to do with the songs to like improve them.
That's cool. So, because I can't imagine anything worse. Like if you have like anxiety or anything, than getting on a stage and playing something. Like how your first time, I take it, wasn't with housing. I know you've done open mics and stuff. When was it, and how did you like how did you handle that?
I'm trying to think. I think my first time was with housing.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember if I did. I think I might have done like an open mic. Like I know I did an open mic thing when Struan was there. It was
what was that?
It was in the Tam O'Shanter.
Oh, that
yeah.
Yes.
Aye, so we won't talk about that. So
No.
Here's a clip.
No, we'll get jailed.
So I've done stuff like that, but I've been like drunk before, and it's just been like open mics, and you can like go up and sing a song, and done stuff like that, but nothing.
But nothing. Well, housing presumably had to play sober.
Yeah, so I think I get tipsy or half cut for one gig. Like I think we played the Hug and Pint, but there was like hardly anybody there, so I just thought, why not?
I was there.
Aye, you were there.
Pretty
Daryll was a good supporter. So were you, Struan, actually?
I came to a couple.
Aye, you came to a few.
I had the T-shirt as well.
Aye, you
Still
did.
got the T-shirt. Still wear it. But we're looking forward to the new merch coming from Mossgiel to Mountains.
Oh yeah. So you can buy merch at m2mountains.com. You can buy mugs, you can buy phone cases, all t-shirts, hoodies, jumpers, you name it.
It's quite a collection.
Don't name anything else because that's about it.
I was seriously concerned after the first set of giggles that was going to be it for the rest of the night.
I'm just trying to speak to you like I don't know you.
Yeah.
I know.
Dehumanize him.
Yeah.
His
Right.
corduroy hat.
But yeah, whatever. Like, yeah, feel free to talk about anything. If you don't want it in after, you can just cut it out
Yeah.
as well. Just let us know.
Nah, like going back to your anxiety thing, like it was proper nerve wracking. I think the first couple of gigs, but then it was always nerve wracking, like going up to it, and then we got a couple of like good support like slots, with bands that are quite big now. Like I don't know if you've heard of Cassia or Indoor Pets.
Indoor Pets were
yeah.
good.
Yeah, so they've sort of like taken off since. And then we get that like gig at King Tuts, which was kind of our aim. Like I know Kieran's got like sort of he wants to have like a sort of full blown career in music, but I think myself and James, like our aim was if we get to play King Tuts, then
That was a big check.
that's
Yeah.
like a big sort of goal achieved.
That was an amazing gig.
Yeah,
That was
I
proper
really
good.
I really enjoyed that. It was packed as well. It was aye.
And what are the next big goals, like musical kind of wise?
Well, I've done an acoustic gig playing some of my own stuff in Dumfries. Did that a couple of months ago. I've emailed a couple of places. I was looking to get a gig at the Cumbernauld Theatre,
Right.
just round from where I stay, because they were looking for support slots. So I've inquired about that. I'll probably do some acoustic nights. I know that there's a place in Southside I've done a couple of open mics at.
What's it called again? Something in the park.
Something in the park.
Opposite goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember it. I can't remember the name, sorry.
So did you mean like,
And-
have your goals changed now that you're doing your own project?
No, just like what are the kind of aspirations for music at the moment? Like during the housing era, like King Tuts was the goal for you.
I think I would like to get back out and gig again. I just don't know if I have the time to like get a band together and stuff and like put
Yeah.
in the time for rehearsal. But I'd probably look into gigging with like Main Stage or something. And just have like a lot of pre-recorded like tracks and use looper pedals and stuff and
Mhm.
just see what I can do.
So see if we can talk about that for a bit where you said you might need a band. So you've got a studio set up in your house, and when you make your songs, your Mossgiel to Mountains, you do the vocals, guitar, bass, drums, anything else in it.
Yeah.
And do you think gigging is as important as it was now that we've got everything online and social media? And what is go for that just now.
Yeah, I think gigging is important to promote yourself, especially like sell merch. You're like making some money out of it as well. I mean, in Spotify, I got like 33,000 streams, and I've made like 39 quid or something like that. It's
What is it like per?
it's like
Stream?
0.002p or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't make anything from it.
You get some computers in the background just continually playing Mossgiel to Mountains and rack the
Aye.
streams up.
I'll need to contact some big businesses and just get them to run their computers on all night.
And are there other platforms that pay better? Like what was there not Deezer or something? Is that no, not Deezer. What was
Don't think
Tidal?
that's a thing.
Tidal, yeah.
Yeah, it's on Tidal as well, but I don't know who uses that.
That was their whole kind of selling point at the beginning, was that the artists want to get a bigger cut of the check, but
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
know how true it is.
There is another company, I forget the name, but they're launching, and their sort of thing is you're going to get like basically 100% royalties. So they
Right.
get their money from like subscription fees and stuff. So
That'd be good if we could get it to that stage, but
aye, it's a bit. I think my main goal just now is to try and branch out and do like mixing and mastering or record different bands. I'd say that's one of the things I enjoyed most about gigging, like seeing the support acts. like, and just sort of hearing like new music. And there was a band I really get into from supporting them. I think you were there at that one, the Midas Fall.
I recognise the name. Yeah,
Yeah, I think you left after us and went to the pub.
that sounds about right.
So I stayed for them. But aye, there was a lot of bands I would never have heard about, and like genres of music I probably wouldn't have listened to. So aye,
So what's
missed that part.
if anyone's listening, so people that might listen to us, apart from people that know you, could be people that are like songwriters or people making music at home. From your last few years, doing all this from your bedroom and producing it and putting it on platforms, have you got any advice for people or things that might help?
I think in terms of advice, I'm the one that needs advice about marketing and promoting and stuff, because I've done a few like sort of TikTok clips that have taken off. Like a song was kind of like based in Johnny Depp, Being Innocent. It was about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. And that got like 10,000 views on TikTok, but then you put up other stuff and it's like 200, 300 views and no engagement.
You did a Will Smith slap one as well, right?
Aye, that got about 7,000 or something.
Just trying to be current with your music.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's where I'm missing out. You need to like find these trending topics and get in early as well. And promoting wise, like really I should have a promotion plan where it's like a sort of 4 or 5 step plan maybe for a sort of release teasers, rather than just put up a video saying this song will be out in like 2 weeks.
There's a company called Chonze Media. They'll do your photos and videos if you like. Get you on your way in promotions. So.
Oh,
But
brilliant.
hopefully, so before this podcast started, usually we get photos in a bit early. And I explained to Kieran, for anyone that hasn't heard, basically the purpose of this podcast, obviously Portrait in a Podcast, is to take photos of people and further our experience in taking portraits. We're usually like landscape photographers and product photographers, etc. And then hopefully that will help them in turn with their promotions and get the name out there, etc. So we went to a wee abandoned barn behind my house, and it's got nice graffiti, and it had like yellow graffiti which matched your wee bonnet.
Bonnet.
We've got some photos, and we've also got photos from over the years, because I think I've known you since I was about 15. that we
Aye,
can show,
sounds
but,
about right.
Um,
Sky's party, I think,
yeah,
we first met.
yeah. So when I first met you, you had an absolute meaty emo fringe. It was a different colour every week, and then you just ended up sleeping in my garage every weekend.
Oh God, those were the days.
You had a cracking head of hair back in the day.
I did, aye. Then it all just went. Aye. Oh well. I keep telling myself I got like the best out of my hair when I had it. So, aye. Daryll had an emo fringe at some point as
I've
well.
seen a few photos.
Mine always did that and then just like stuck up straight like that. So it's really annoying. Jealous all the folk with poker straight hair. Mine just goes into wings. Yeah, so I was going to get some of the photos out that we've taken of you over the years before we're properly into photography, and just show you them.
Right, Daryll, you've got some some photography.
Yeah, so this
To
is
show.
a Struan Candlish masterclass in photography.
Oh God.
Harry Potter, eat your heart out.
Oh yeah.
So this was on top
Has your
of
mic.
is this Stob Ban?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is on top of Stob Ban with extremely colourful outfits, thanks to
Charity shops.
charity shops in Fort
Fort
William,
William.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And basically we had to jump up and down 30 times with sticks between our legs. This was actually inspired by when I went to UWS in the filmmaking course. One of the assignments was to make a film with an element of a devil and an angel in it. And someone had done one all around air where they jumped up with their legs like that, clipped it, jumped up their legs like that, clipped it so it looked like they were flying.
Oh,
This
like
was
Stitch.
years ago, before it went like, because a few folk have done it after Harry Potter and TikTok and all that.
Yeah.
But that's where that idea came from for that photo. But then trying to get the high
That's
five
cool.
and then land on rocks and not kill
break
your ankles.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was at the top, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
close
at
to
the
the
top.
top.
It's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
It's good.
And
Nice
the
photo, though.
ankles are all busted. I did break my rib after that, so it's.
Oh yeah.
No, that wasn't that trip.
Was it not?
Was it
No,
not?
different trip. Next year on. But yeah, you did.
Was it?
You just shouted, oh, "I'm getting really good at going down hills quickly now." 5 minutes later, you tripped up, and instead of falling like a normal human being, you somersaulted off the side of the hill and cracked your rib. Then had to like walk the next couple of miles out, struggling to breathe or stand. It's a shame we don't have footage of that.
Ah, that would be good.
I just missed it as well because I was walking with that Edgar's guy, and we came over the crest of a hill and just saw your like legs going up and doing a backwards roly poly down. You're like, oh, I think I broke my rib. But no one took you seriously because you're quite a
Hypochondriac.
yeah. You've got a reputation for
I know.
making ailments up. Do you want to,
Ah.
so one of my favourite things about you in the past, that's nothing to do with music, was your excuses for not going into Halfords.
Sore bones.
Do you remember your best ones?
Sore bones, verbal diarrhea.
You said that one.
Yeah, I've got diarrhea verbally. But I was always hanging when I phoned them, so I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I meant to say I've got really bad diarrhea. I don't know
How-
why I said verbal.
How
I
did the
get
calls
nervous.
go? Oh, you were just nervous. You weren't doing it to be funny.
But no, I was just nervous. And I'm I think when you're lying about an illness, you just go off on a tangent and you dig yourself a deeper hole.
That,
So it's
that
just
literally
like-
is verbal diarrhea.
Yes.
so you weren't lying. The sore bones one, because there was a time, I think I was in Bellevue Crescent, and you phoned me at like 2 a.m. and it was like, I can't move. And I was like, Kaz, you all right? I'm stuck. And it's like, what do you mean you're stuck? I was walking through the graveyard and something got me. I can't move. And you were deadly serious. I'm like, you're walking
Yeah.
over the graveyard. And I was like, shut up, Kaz. And I was like, how can you use the phone? I can move my lips and my hand. And I was like, all right, Kaz.
No, but that night I ended up phoning. It was this girl I was seeing at the time. And
Yeah.
I phoned her and she's like, "Wait, I'll call you back in a minute." So she called me back and we're on the phone. And then I just see like blue lights flashing. She'd called an ambulance on me. So the ambulance came into the graveyard and I'm like, "I can't move, guys."
Did you not get up as soon as the ambulance came?
Yeah, I kind of got up after the kid and I like walked away. I told Rachel about it. I'm like, I thought, because I was like that drunk that night, I'm like, I can see through this gravestone. But I can see the moon through the gravestone. I think what had actually happened was I was just seeing double vision. But yeah, some messy nights.
that ended so sadly. But yeah, mate,
Whilst we're on the topic of illnesses from things ingested, do you want to talk us through eating the foxglove at college once?
Oh, aye. So, did you know they were poisonous at the time?
We'd had a conversation the week before walking up Goat Fell in Arden with you, me and Mike and somebody else, I think, about how they could cause cardiac arrest and how someone had committed suicide by eating free petals. I think it was a biologist killed himself. He ate free petals.
he's probably humming a song in his head at the time.
I know.
He may be taking a shit somewhere, who knows.
I don't remember that
Anyway, so
conversation.
like fast forward like probably like 6 days, we were out on a trip.
Well, why did you let me eat it?
I didn't let you eat it. I didn't think you were good. Didn't think you were just mucking about.
That's a good
Yeah.
point, Kaz.
Well, did George know? He was like, "I dare you to eat it." And as soon as I hear the words "dare you to do this," I'm like, "Fine, I'll do it."
Yeah.
I dare you to
Eh.
tell us what the song was called on camera.
No.
No.
He's not daft. He's grown a lot since those early days.
I can get through the photos.
Yeah, that's some
Aye,
more
on you
photos.
go.
That one I just. Quite a photogenic bastard.
Not
Yeah,
in
you
that.
do, you do always look quite good.
Not in that.
No, no.
No.
This is it when we did our Euro trip, but we were too skint for a Euro pass, so we got the mega bus from Glasgow
Oh,
to
God.
London, London to France, France,
To
Belgium?
Belgium.
and then we went to Luxembourg for a
Yeah.
gig.
And then it was Belgium to Luxembourg. And then to get to Amsterdam, it was Luxembourg to Belgium
Yeah,
to. There was a train at some point as well, wasn't there? We had to
Yeah.
get a train to somewhere to get the bus to Luxembourg.
That's Brussels train station was shut or something, wasn't it? Or
Oh, I can't remember.
Cut this bit, it's rubbish.
But yeah, aye.
Yeah,
Anyways.
but this photo's from Amsterdam, and we were both genuinely thinking we looked quite cool.
Time hasn't done that picture any justice, has it? There you go.
This is my favourite. So when we started getting into photography, we were doing portraits and we were up. I can't remember if it was Ben Deerg or something. And we were all like sitting having a drink, and I think that day was a few of us had dressed light on the way up, but were cold, and then we get warmer. And you'd gone in with some like
Oh, you're going seriously heavy in the
hugely down
jacket.
jacket, and you were sweating. You're like, oh, the best way to cool down is eating snow or something like that. So you ate snow and just turned around with this wee grin in your face. That'll be a beard. Yeah, that's true. Did it work?
It worked. I'm still cold.
Looks like one.
Just a few of these.
Yeah,
That's another shot from you. That's quite a good one.
a cool one. That's you and Dee.
Oh, I thought it was
No, that's
Is that me?
that's you.
Yeah, sure.
Is it?
Yeah, that's you. And
Oh, is
Daryll.
that the Rab jacket?
Yeah,
No, I didn't recognise it.
you still got it.
Yeah. Aye. Yeah, it needs repaired.
There's you with a roll in your head.
And then shout out to Glen Nevis campsite.
Yeah,
It's probably the best.
Yeah.
campsite
was that
in
that last
Scotland.
week? Yeah, last week. Last year. No, we didn't get there
No,
last
this
year.
was like
2 years ago.
2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. Usually go every year and do some hikes and camp about there, but
No hikes. We're done. Well,
Everyone's
When I
over
got
30
there.
now, so they can't do it.
everybody's what? Sorry.
Everyone's over 30 now. No way we could walk up a hill and then jump 30 times.
Oh god, I could hardly even walk up the hill to that barn earlier.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Do you want to talk
I'm
about
struggling.
the experience taking photos? How did you find it?
Aye, I really enjoyed it. Daryl's a very encouraging photographer. Told me I looked good, and
Say nice things about you.
yeah, I was relaxing. Got a smile out me by
Got a smile out of me.
what was it you said?
Something about jobbies.
Aye, jobbies. It's a funny word.
He knew
It's a
his-
solid one.
He knew his audience there.
yeah, tailored.
Yeah, it's good to see, like, from my perspective as well, like how sort of you two have improved with your photography over the years. From your wee, what was that camera you had?
Oh, the Lumix. Oh,
Pentax
Pentax.
KS1 in key lime pie colour scheme. It was
Yeah.
white and lime green.
yeah, it was a peach.
It was good.
It was. It gave it a nice image quality.
It was better than my next couple cameras, I think.
Yeah.
Aye. that
So
was-
we've been talking about hiking a little bit. Out with the music. Whatever kind of things are you doing?
Well, I've got a dog now, so that's like 2 hours walking every day. Rachel doesn't like going out at night, so I've got to do the night walk as well. No disrespect, Rachel, if you're watching this. But aye, it's a bit dodgy where we stay, so I don't blame her. That's me, save that part.
Play the crickets. What about veganism?
Aye, so I've been vegan since like 2015. So I have not eaten meat since that time.
What made you go vegan?
Well, it was just a sort of New Year's resolution at first, and I just thought I'm going to challenge myself to stick to it for a year. And then I get through the year, I got involved in a lot of like veganism sort of activist stuff, volunteered for a couple of groups, and before I knew it, I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Like go back to eating meat. So
What made you do it in terms of, like, I know you said it was a New Year's resolution, but what motivated you to make that?
I think Matthew White that I went to
Oh yeah. I
uni
know what you
with.
mean.
So when we went into 4th year, he came back from the summer and just said he'd went vegan, and just sort of I shared a couple of points on it, and I sort of agreed with him. And I thought I would try it, and I tried like a couple of times before Christmas that year, and I just kept like I would last like a week. And then I did the veganuary thing. The year after, and I just sort of stuck to it. But I put on 2 stone in like 2 months, so I didn't know what to
It's
eat.
the opposite
So
of what most people do when they
yeah,
go vegan.
I was just eating falafel wraps. And then after like 2 months, and I put on the 2 stone, I got a calorie counter app, and I was like counting like everything I was eating, and I was having like 7-8 wraps a day, and it was going up to like 7,000, 8,000 calories.
No.
Yeah, 7
would do it.
falafel
Oh,
wraps,
man.
because it's falafel as well. It's just like deep fried
Yeah.
chickpea. So, and it's just been a struggle since trying to lose that.
8 years in the making.
One instead of pushing into veganism, one thing I forgot to talk about was your songwriting process.
The humming.
Just the humming.
So you start off with like that, then you start off like with like trying to build a melody in your head.
Yeah, it usually starts off with a hum. So like the process that I follow is like, just start with a hum. I'll go in my software and I'll sort of like piece the parts together. I'll split it into like an intro, verse, chorus, and then when I've sort of got an idea of what I want, I'll like record a bass track down to like a click, and then I'll use my drum software and get the drums sounding the way I want them. And yeah, I'll go back and like record my guitars, bass, any sort of like synth for that. But I use like got a wee, what's it called?
When the camera.
Arturia.
There we go.
Okay, nice.
Aye, so I'll just put down like any keys and stuff, and then I'll sort of like write a melody on the guitar, like a vocal melody, and then I'll just try and write lyrics to that melody, and
So
that's that.
what do you need? Like, let's say if I wanted to have a setup in my room where I could do everything start to finish, record it all, produce it all, publish it. What do you use?
So I used to use the stock plugins that came with it, but
Came
I
with
now came with the software. So
Software.
basically, I use Studio One
Right.
software as my DAW. And then I used to use the stock plugins to like sort of mix. So in terms of a vocal chain, you would need like compression, EQ. You'd probably slap another compressor on there.
So I was laughing. You said slap for some reason.
Aye. So there's quite a lot of like processing that needs to go in, like after you lay stuff down to like cut out lows and highs and stuff like that.
Spins away.
For some reason.
God, it's just laughing at me talking. But so really, if you wanted to do it, you would just need to buy your DAW, which you could get a
DAW.
so it's a digital audio workshop, I think it's
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
right, okay.
it's called.
I missed
But
that
that's
part.
like Studio One, Fruity Loops. They're all
DAW.
like the same things. DAW.
It seems to have like
Bing,
weird,
bing.
funny names like Fruity Loops.
So yeah, they're all the same. You can, and obviously if you're laying down like guitar and that, you'll need like your instrument. You'll need it like an audio interface. You can pick up pretty cheap ones. I think I started with one that was like 95 quid.
Mhm.
So, you don't need too much money to lay it down. I'd say the drum software I use, that's about £300 to buy that, and then you can buy all like different add-ons and stuff. So it just depends what you want to make. If you wanted to do like an acoustic track, you just need like a mic, audio interface, and you could probably use like free software like Audacity or something. Or
You're quite prolific as well, because there's not many days go past where you're not saying something through the group chat where you've laid down some new vocals or you've got a basis of a track there. Like from start to finish, how quickly are you producing tracks?
that one I sent. Did I send it today? This morning?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
That literally just came into my head. I was recording another track, and then I sort of started playing this riff, and I'm like, that would fit well in a new song. So I liked it that much. I just sort of like backed out that one, and I laid all that down, wrote the lyrics, recorded it all, mixed and mastered in like 8 hours.
That was a good song as
So-
well.
Mhm.
Do you want to play a wee bit of it?
I'll play with
I need a shoulder to lean on. There doesn't seem to be a fix. I'm stuck in 2006. Just nail me to this crucifix. At least that will support me.
That was shite.
I think I heard a different song.
Just cut to like.
Just throw some Britney Spears in it.
But yeah, sometimes like you said, if I've got inspiration, so that was loosely based on like an old friend or like someone I was like invested in. So when you've got that inspiration to write about something, it can come quite naturally and quickly. But if you're trying to like just write something for the sake of writing something,
More difficult.
if you can't really relate it to anything, it's a struggle.
Do you find? So I was watching a podcast with that. You know that Harry Mack guy that does the freestyle rapping.
Don't know. Maybe I'll
I know
know
who
if
you're
you
Totally
show me.
saying.
insane if you look him up. But he was saying that face to face and with his friends, face to face and with his friends and his family, he's not really good at communicating. But when he freestyle raps, he feels like everything that he wants to say just comes to him. So like with you, whenever we chat, we have deep chats sometimes if we're like drunk or whatever, like most guys do, and that's maybe the odd one. But all your lyrics are quite either emotional or angry or
Political.
you're political, or you seem
Yeah.
to get a lot out through your songs rather than in person. Is that like your way of venting, or do you just make it up
Yeah.
sometimes? Or
Nah, probably. I think with the political ones, it's just like more recent terms with like Theresa
Party.
May and stuff, and like the just
Party
the
song was quite
yeah.
politically charged.
That was politically charged. So that was I think that's when Liz Truss come in.
we play a bit.
Can't remember.
We could show the bit of the video
Oh yeah.
because there was a
Okay.
video into that.
Oh, that's right. Aye. So I think a lot of it's like political as well. I've got another couple of political songs in the making.
And you've also managed to get Rachel doing some vocals as well.
Yeah.
Is it the one I see?
Yeah.
That was one of
aye,
my
that's
favourite
it.
songs of yours. I listen to that all the time still.
Oh, brilliant.
And
So
Party.
that's where my £39 that I've made in Spotify's coming from.
It's part of your gym playlist right now.
Yeah.
Your Kaz's songs.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright.
I mean, I
Well,
skipped
thank you.
them. But
As long as you listen to the first 30 seconds,
Yeah.
is that the cut-off point? You have to get through 30
I think
seconds?
it is.
It
So
would take
I've
me
heard.
32 seconds to walk across the gym to change it. So,
Now when it comes on, you'll just sprint across.
but no, genuinely, I still like. I listen to Party, but I'll admit I listen to the audio from the video because I like the intro that you did for that. I like
Oh,
the
right.
like Heavy in the Simpsons stuff.
Yeah.
And the one I see, like I still play that quite a lot because
Is that you did a music video for him, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Or is that the one you're going to play?
we never released it because there was a couple of times where Kaz pulled a funny face.
I know.
And he
Like
wa-
even at the end, I pulled a face. I think I went like,
Yep.
And do you want so with your music, right? Because I know you as obviously when you grew up, you get Blink-182, so you're talking about pop punk, which isn't. That's kind of a tongue-in-cheek music genre, right? Where you don't mind ripping the piss. You're talking about Jean Lajoie, who's hilarious,
yeah,
but then you don't want to do a funny face in your music videos.
I know.
Why?
I think on that song, it
I
doesn't
think his
really
party is like
Right.
kind of it's political and it's
Yeah, it's
it's serious.
Okay.
kind of a bit serious. It's meant to be like sort of angsty and. Aye.
Yeah.
I should really be angry on it. I'm like, party. But aye. Cheers, boys.
Crickets. So what are you going to use the photos for, do you think?
They'll definitely be used as like some sort of. Well, I think I might have it as a wee profile photo because some of them were looking pretty good. And then I think if I'm doing any gigs or anything, I think I'll probably use it as a poster.
Cool.
And I need one of the things I need to do more is to promote myself better. So I'll, depending on how many you send over, I'll maybe just like sort of promote myself with like a different picture.
That'd be cool.
And
They're on my camera, which is being used to video. Do you think we could, if we cut to the photos, that means we won't need video on Kaz's face. We're just looking at photos if we're going to wrap up.
I've got a couple of questions.
Okay,
All
sorry.
right, oh god, this is up.
Like, so in terms of like creativity and like finding inspiration for things, I've been doing a lot more running and cycling lately, and I've been trying to do more of that without like listening to podcasts or no headphones on, so it's just you in your own head. because I think for almost like most of the day, you've always got other things coming in. Like there's always some sort of noise there, and I feel like not having that space just to be in your own head is actually been quite good in terms of like not necessarily creativity, but just is good organizational time. What do you do when you're kind of lacking like creativity or you're lacking inspiration to do a project? Do you have any like go to?
No, so I'm like the exact same when I go out walking the dog.
Right.
I can't have headphones in at all when I'm outside. I don't know what it is. I just like don't. It's like security and safety and stuff as well. it's like I just don't like, because the ones you get now are just like
They're
they
so
cancel
good.
everything out.
Yeah.
So it feels as if you're walking like in silence. You just can't. I don't know.
You feel
I can't
really
explain
isolated from the world around
it.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like being like a wee bubble.
but yeah, I think when I'm lacking, the thing I need to do is just like take time off,
Mhm.
because with my work as well, I'll be working like 37 hours a week, and then it's coming back from work or finishing work at home, and just I spend all day on a computer. So
Yeah.
it's like when I go back to do music, it's like I could do like a 7 to say 4 or 5 o'clock like shift at work, and then I'll have dinner, and then I'm back on the computer like sort of 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock. But if you're getting into a project, I can't switch off, so sometimes it can be like 8 o'clock till say 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm up for work again at like 8-9 o'clock.
So you were talking about that earlier, because I remember even back in the day when like a new Call of Duty game came out, and you'd be on it for like 24 hours. But you're the same with music. Like when you get that inspiration, you're like, oh yeah, I'm working on a song, and then you're like, oh yeah, I didn't get to sleep till 4:30 last night, and I'd work.
Yeah, it was like 3 o'clock last night, and
Yeah?
then 3 o'clock last night doing that song, and then Rachel woke me up at, I think it was 9:30 today, because we were heading out. So I'm still
From
running.
the studio or from the bed?
From the bed.
Alright.
I did get straight as soon as the head hit the pillow. I was straight to sleep. But
Yeah, I would say like when you like do whatever you're doing, like you are all in, and like it like takes over. Or not necessarily takes over everything, because that's not true, but like you are like 100% committed to like that process.
there's only a few things that I think music's probably the only thing that I do that with, that I'm sort of passionate about, and my hope is, like I said earlier, to get away from the job I'm in just now and sort of build up a like portfolio or clientele where I'll mix and master, and
Mm-hmm.
the hopes to go to a sort of like remote musician almost.
So are you at a bit of a crossroads just now where you want to? Well, you're saying professionally you want to do your mixing and mastering, but your passion project is your music. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so I'd say ideally where I'd want to be, because like you've got to think like money as well and income. So I think for me it would make more sense to mix and master for bands or musicians or even people doing like podcasts as well. So if you need any, I'm guessing you might do that. So yeah. Screw you guys. Aye. So I think in terms of a career, there's more opportunity in there, and there's money to be made from that. Whereas if I wanted to do that through music, you've really got to hit it off and potentially get signed, get a big audience. It's just a lot more.
It's more difficult to break that barrier.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
it's like more realistic to go down the mix and mastering route. And since I've started it, I like really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the bit I enjoy most, because when you record something, you get a very rough, like not great sound from it. And I think it's when you're processing that and adding different plugins to it and mixing it, sort of all comes together. So it's the best part.
Cool.
What about-
Anything else, Rickaz?
What about yourselves when you guys going to Joe Rogan? When you're taking over Spotify?
We've made a pact. We're not going to go on Joe Rogan, but we will have Rogan in here.
Right. How's that going to work? Because you're both podcasters.
Oh, you can have. It's just a conversation. It's just a conversation. And
You did. What was that?
he squeaked through
My
his
mouth
teeth.
squeaked.
All right. Will we show the photos? Just cut the camera off. The first shot, you're wearing a yellow cap and stuff. So I suppose Danny, you can come see this if you want as well. The soles of your shoes, I noticed when you're walking, say vegan. And there was a bit in the
I
pole.
didn't even notice that.
There was a bit on the concrete pole in this abandoned barn that says "dead" inside. So we chatted about that, and given the subject matter of some of your songs, you wanted to
Yeah.
get a wee shot. So just lying down. Obviously, your face isn't in that. The other one was you were talking about mental angst and mental health. So we decided to do a slow shutter speed shot where you're kind of shaking to kind of portray that mental struggle.
Yeah, that looks cool.
I can just keep talking through them, but if you want to interject, let me know. So there's a few of them.
These screams going on.
Yeah, that was probably the better one. Can you see with my thumb?
Mm-hmm.
We were
What's
trying
that
to do something
face?
funny with the cap.
Oh,
Just looking through the bottom of it, but it's not the best one. I quite like that one actually.
Yeah,
you kind of look like you're in pain a bit.
I know. It's
He's just smelt his armpit.
yeah. Constipation.
Then there's a few. I like this one. There was like a yellow
Some graffiti.
graffiti. I can't remember what it was. There's some like Chinese symbols on the wall. So we just got that because it matched the cap. And nice kind of like brickwork behind into the sides. A mixture of portrait and landscape, obviously for different social media platforms or stories. Looking away, looking up. I think at that time I was like, look at the door, look at the sky, look at me.
You look a bit wistful there.
And then some you actually play guitar.
Oh, did you
sounded
take the
really
guitar
good.
out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Took the guitar in the case. It was pretty heavy. I said before I was struggling.
Oh, that's why you were struggling to get up the hill, because you're actually carrying
Aye.
stuff. Okay, fair enough. Thought it was just unfitness.
Then with your feeling of the kind of sad lyrics, I tried to get a shot from far away, so it looked like you're alone in this kind of derelict building. So tried to get a little bit further away from you, and just that would emphasise the loneliness, etc.
Oh, they're cracking.
And then there's some more close-up ones of you playing. Basically,
Don't know.
we saw there was yellow on the wall to match your cap, so we just
Don't know
went
what
for
I'm
it.
doing in that one with my jaw.
For your jaw.
Alright. Yeah.
We'll zoom in the jaw.
You know, you man.
And then these are the ones where I kind of got you to walk a little bit, just for a little
Oh yeah.
more of a candid look.
Just playing the guitar in an abandoned building,
Yeah.
having a walk.
Well, there actually was a
Oh, that's
guy
nice, yeah.
sitting in the other barn.
That one.
Yeah, I like that. So
We're almost done, I think. And then that one's quite nice of you. That looks natural, like your smile.
Yeah. I like that. I don't know what that last one was about.
And there's one again. I used the black. I used just the end of your nose in the light. I used the black mist filter, which diffuses the light. So there's one where, like what do you
Yeah,
call them?
that's nice.
The tuners. What do you call them?
I just call them tuning keys.
Tuning keys.
I don't know if that's. I don't know if there is a technical name for them.
And
I lied. I don't even play guitar. Don't even know what it is.
And then these were just the ones we're kind of warming up with. And there you go.
Oh, nice.
Enjoy.
Good hosts.
you used to do a bit of photography as well. You used to have a camera, and your dad's into his photography, isn't he?
Aye. No, I still like photography, but I need a new camera.
Can you tell us about Peru?
Are we recording now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, are we? Aye, I can talk about Peru. So I went to Peru when I was in 4th year of uni for 6 weeks over the summer to work in the Amazon, and it was pretty much so I basically got my camera for that, and it was just doing like research stuff, like animal surveys and agroforestry, planting trees, building biogardens for like nearby jungle communities. But one of the things yous would have loved about it is National Geographic were there. So they were there doing like shots for the magazine.
That's so cool.
and they just had like cases of equipment. I mean, my camera, it's a very simple like DSLR. That's like looking at these ones, it's insane.
Did you not say one of the Nat Geo guys flew his drone into the rainforest and never saw it again?
No, so that was a guy. He was like 20 years old, but he had like over 20 grand's worth of kit. That's the thing. When I went there, like every single person there was from like a family that was essentially like millionaires. It was all like rich, sort of like 18, 19-year-olds doing like their gap years. There was a couple of folk my age, but this guy, he had like, well, he claimed he had 20 grand's worth of camera stuff with him, and he does quite a lot of work for non-charitable organisations in England.
Non-charitable? Non-profit?
Non-profit, sorry, yeah. God, non-charitable.
Non-charitable,
yeah.
any company.
Any company.
His charities.
Aye, but no.
You got yourself onto that that opportunity, and he kept it to himself. He didn't tell his classmates about it.
What's that?
The Peru trip.
You weren't in my...
Oh, it's getting deeper.
You weren't
There's obviously some underlying issues with Struan here.
You weren't in my course at the time.
That's also true.
Clip that. Vegan
it was
owns,
also
vegan owns
meter
guy who eats pie at breakfast.
So like it was provisionally booked, but it wasn't confirmed until like 2 months before I went. 2 or 3 months before I went. So I'd booked like flights, knowing the time I was going. I'd paid a deposit to like secure those dates, and then I applied for like charitable funding to assist towards it. And
It's quite a lot. It was like 4 or 5 grand or something. You had to.
yeah, it was like
fundraise.
3.5 grand or something. So.
Right.
I think I got like 2 grand from charities for it, and then I paid like 1,500 myself.
Mm-hmm.
So
How did you find that with if you're saying with like your like shyness or anxiety or whatever, like going to a rainforest?
I think I did something similar in Greece as well with the sea turtles.
Yeah,
And I think like I'm fine meeting like new people and stuff. It's more sort of being like I don't know, can't explain it.
podcasts.
Podcasts. I think it's more like when the attention's all on you. I prefer like I'm fine like sort of meeting with groups of people, and I think you're all there. You're all like strangers there. It's not as if
Everyone's
like
in the
you're
same position.
yeah, so like nobody knows
No pressure.
anyone. You're all going at the same time, and it's like I don't know if you get it. Like if you've started a new job and you're sort of like going into like this environment with new people that have got like their connections and friends and all that.
It's like you like going to parties, but I wouldn't like to have a party for like my birthday.
Yeah,
But I like going to other people's birthday parties.
yeah.
And I appreciate the people. I appreciate the people want to celebrate it, but I don't want that. Or like when people sing "Happy Birthday" to you, that's like hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, it's not great. Although at your birthday party, just bringing up the photography thing, do you remember Sky put a video together for you?
Yeah.
And she put a photo of the crow up.
Yes.
It was my photo.
That was your photo.
But I'm in the background doing that, am I?
Yeah.
Oh
you
yeah,
hand
you're
up.
in the background doing
To
that.
follow up.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm in it. Because I think I was tagged in it. I think she lifted them all from Facebook.
right.
But yeah, I definitely know what you mean when all attention's on you, especially in the workplace. I remember first starting in like a corporate job in like Barclays and stuff, and I was getting like full on sweating,
Yeah.
like panic. I didn't know what a panic attack was, but it must have been a panic attack, and I'd have to go to the bathroom. Like, why am I pissing with sweat?
Yeah,
It just looks so weird.
aye.
And
It's
then
the
it's
same.
ages.
It's the same when I started uni.
I remember that day.
It's like just
But
sweating
you
buckets.
were hungover that day.
I was hungover. It was a mixture of being hungover and anxious as well.
'Cause I remember walking in that morning into the room and like, oh my god, what's this guy on? And then like throughout the day, like
Is that Fox Club?
running off to the bathroom like every 30-40 minutes. It's like, this guy's in Kent or something.
Nah,
It just turned out you've got a small bladder.
Right.
And I'm surprised
small
we've got this
bladder.
far into the interview without you having to take a break.
I know. I'm having to like really
Ration the water.
limit. Yeah. But I really need a drink as well. My mouth is so dry.
Go for it.
Yeah, it's the toilet I'm worried about.
Do it into the mic for David. mean, I can't think of a better way to end it than that.
I don't think it can't be
Cool.
trumped.
But yeah, he's one of the most dedicated people I've ever met in terms of his levels of effort he puts into his music. I'd highly recommend giving it a listen. And thank you for coming on.
No, thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
It's been fun.
Cheers. And
M2mountains.com for merch. That goes to you two as well. No, I'm talking to you guys. Get your phones out.
it's an easier selling person.
Get your phones out. Go to the website and purchase it, and let me see you do it. That's the thing. The drop shipping stuff, you can't get it as cheap as you want.
Paying a premium.
That's where gigging comes in better if you're selling like merch that you can just buy in bulk, because you can sort of buy it, sell it for like 10 quid, and you're making like 4 or 5 quid off it. So
Just that initial investment.
yeah, but there's no point buying it if you're not gigging and you can't punt it. So
Way to bring the mood down.
way to bring them it down.
I'm joking. But yeah, big thanks to Danny Bray, number 73 Media, for providing a camera and the beautiful lighting, and also David Allan from UWS, although this podcast does not reflect anything to do with UWS. But he's provided all this beautiful studio mics, roadcaster, seats, a lovely wee face to look at occasionally. But yeah.
Over and out.
Yeah.
Aye, thanks guys.
Cheers.